It's pretty much the same thing. You don't need a contact number on it for anybody that they need to talk to. We didn't start anything yet.
No, sir.
All right. We're going to open this up with prayer, and as we are dual people, as one person, so there's differences in the room that still comply with being the same. Heavenly Father, Lord God, I just come together thanking you, Lord God, with this group of men that are your sons. We ask, Heavenly Father, that those who are on their way, that you send them, Lord God, with clear minds, with thoughts, with ideas, with visions. As we sit here, we just thank you for what it is you're about to do. We know what our intentions are. We know what time it is. We know why we are called for this. And I ask that you just strengthen each and every one of us, Lord God, and multiply our values towards what it is we're trying to do for your children. These things I pray in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Amen. Brother, you did another prayer?
Check it out. As far as prayer is fine.
Brother, we want it twice. Come on. We get as much as we can get. Come on.
تفضل يا أخي.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Amin. I seek refuge in Allah from the rejected and cursed state. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. All praise be to Allah, the cherisher and sustainer of the world, the most gracious, the most merciful, master of the day of judgment. Thee alone do we worship, and thine aid do we seek. Show us the straight way, the way of those who thou hast bestowed our grace and portion, and not of those who have earned your wrath and went astray. Amen.
Actually this week, not too much has transpired. What I was majorly doing is trying to get more people to come here. There'll be a few more people, supposedly. Some of them are coming to this party that's going to be here. And on the timing, what I'm like to do with everybody that's here, every Saturday, we're going to do this until we at least get it founded where we all know we're stepping up off the foundation to do something. It's definitely going to take a while. I've been looking at a lot of stuff. I post a lot of stuff. I don't know how many of y'all get to watch and see what I do on Facebook. Do you see what I do on there? No. Primarily, it's about what we're going through nationwide. This is another reason why I want all prayer involved. People from all different walks. Our common denominator is them, not just mine, because everyone I see is mine. Getting people to come towards this is going to be a little bit hard. That's something I've been noticing a little bit more of. Because it's worthwhile, because it's worthy. When you talk about discipline, I mean, we coming off the first thing coming out of our mouth is boxing. But as we sat at the table, we recognized that a lot more is entertaining in this. You know, already we've been blessed with access for people to maybe have shooting, maybe have bow and arrow practice, a place where we can go someplace. Speaking with Mr. Hood, you know, what he does here and what they're getting ready to do. I'm not totally involved on all of the aspects of what they're doing, but I know there's going to be some implementations towards us doing more, so I'm believing this is the right time to get this started. We've been blessed to have a location. The venue is perfect. We're going to be needing some things. The hardest thing to do is to start asking people for something. So what I'm trying to do is to see if I can get more people, once they hear how we're talking and how we correlate with each other and what it is we're trying to do, we can recognize that everybody has a little bit of information to throw that it really costs less. You know, we got ideas about ways to get things, the site that you put up, for example, and the way the brother made the flyers. I was hoping you had got over there a little earlier, because what I was thinking, these are good. We're going to need a phone number for contact on there. And we're going to post a flyer just trying to get more people to come and sit down with us and talk. See where our next step is going to lead us to. The last few times we spoke about fundraising, getting items, getting things. The ring, kind of like I had greasy fingers on it. I thought I had it, didn't have it. The lady with the octagon, I haven't been able to get back in touch with her. I've been leaving messages, so I can't really speak for that too much. Word of mouth people have been agreeing with it. Word of mouth people have been accepting it. Word of mouth people have been saying that's a good thing. Word of mouth people have been saying, I'm with you. Actuality behind word of mouth is what we got. So if it's all right with y'all, we're going to still continue. We're going to still thrive. We're still going to do this every Saturday until we get more people, and then we begin to see who's going to do what and who's not going to do what.
I think we're doing good already. When we first had it, was what, 4, 6 of us?
Yeah.
Well, hey, if it's one every Saturday, it's good in my book. So, with that, talking about the ring, Bilal had mentioned earlier before you got here today that
Keep on going, okay?
he had some leads on the ring or whatever. So
Yeah, with some information, at least some information. I think I mentioned by the time we wasn't here, Dr. Ali is a brother down in Harrisburg. We spoke to his wife this morning, and she was explaining to her how they got their ring. And one of the reasons what they did, they went to the city officials, invited them in, and gave them a spiel about what they was trying to do, and they helped them obtain the ring down there. And so that's one thing we want to go down and meet with the gentleman who personally worked with them from the city official down in Harrisburg, and see what the steps they took and how we can probably take it to the community, maybe in Portland, and take it to the mayor there, see what they can do if they can assist with the whole thing, maybe they can assist and let us work with the other part.
On that note there, I'm in process of talking with persons let me stop getting personal with him. Mr. Bland, the mayor of Meridian, I've been back and forth at his ear, but he's been busy. Through Mr. Hood told me that he's aware of what we're trying to do. And he said that he's going to try to expedite it. And I wouldn't put no more words to that because he hasn't spoken to me personally, but he is aware of what we're trying to do through Mr. Hood.
Okay.
And I believe something that's being built now may put more access on this building here, so I really got to see how that's going because there's a lot of stuff seeming to pop up from what we're trying to do. And I know that they want something to happen as far as the youth, and we've already put a bid in as far as speaking about what we want to do. Mr. Hood is familiar with it, and I believe he spoke to Mr. Bland about it. I've spoken to Joe Norwood personally about it, and he got me in touch with Mr. what's his name, McGrady, yeah. And he's called me a few times. Actually, he was quite essential in trying to find out who had the boxing club, the boxing ring in the building that I was trying to get it from.
the press building?
Yeah, but it's not there.
Right.
We thought it was.
Seen it under construction. I saw also on the news that the city of Meridian was looking at providing funding for the Boys and Girls Club, and they were looking for resources to channel that funding to, and I believe that this right here is in line with that. So if everybody come up with some kind of idea on how we can get those resources channeled into this thing, it won't take much. Like you said, he didn't put our budget numbers on this flyer, but I'm thinking that once we get that in lined up and see just what we need, I think it's gonna be a good thing. I think because it's a small thing to ask for the whole of us all, the community, everything. If we all put in for it, can't nobody take it away from us with all of us fighting for it.
Yeah, standing behind it.
Right. And I think that's good. It's all right there, in the youth that we're trying to do this for.
Can we set today before we leave, set some dates for some fundraisers, so we can get some. And I didn't receive your email. So
I can receive it.
Can you speak on that again?
Right. The email that I sent out that I have, I'll leave a sheet of paper to others that want to leave me an email that I sent you. But it was 2 links. One of them was to the Mississippi State Athletic Commission. Basically, all it was how do you want to get involved? If you want to be a trainer, if you want to be a promoter, if you want to be a manager, if you just want to fight, if you just want to, whatever, you want to be, and you got to go through them, if you want to have pretty much a track record, and the process for that, I think it was $100.
that's just if you want to be like a manager or something like that, a fighter or a promoter, and like that. The youth, they don't have to do that. They just want to come and take part of it. They don't have to register to the commission, but if we're going to try to have events, then some of the men in here are going to have to be a manager, someone's going to have to be a promoter, someone's going to have to produce, you know, and so we can come amongst ourselves and vote on who wants to be what. Because when you go into the link, it'll have a drop-down box on how do you want to, you know, be a part of it, your role, you know, whatever. And the other link was just the rules and regulations of the state commission. It's kind of lengthy, so I didn't print it out. That's when I opted to shoot for an email. Other than that, you know, it was kind of going along with Gunz to Glovez and getting that off the ground as far as how you want to be a part of that. But in other ways you can be a part of it, products, donations, you know, some support, just taking one of these flyers and saying, hey, look, this is what, just getting started. You know, so basically grassroots operation here, folks. You know, we're going to just try to work it at whatever angle we can. You know, you can hear my voice, those that know me, that I opted not to come here, but I felt like that if you can hear me, I'm effective. You know, and it's bigger than me, so I just drove myself on out here. So with that, I think with that kind of attitude, I think we got somewhere to go. And we're going to get there. Because I mean, number one, we got a place for it to take place. You know, my brothers allowed, you know, offering the facility. I think that's monumental. I mean, I mean, and for him to be here offering that, I feel like it's part. I'm in too. You know what I mean? So let's do what we can to try to set a date for a car wash or, you know, a bake sale. I can't bake a lick, but I can eat one. So we can do that like next Saturday instead of meeting here. We can meet somewhere where we can have a car wash or bring something, or over the next 2 weeks maybe bring something to sell.
We could shoot this.
Every Saturday they have yard sales or rummage sales.
Give me.
If you got something to bring that you want to
Give me an opportunity to talk to Mr. Hood, because a lot of time when he's doing things, sometimes he have the children here doing it.
Okay.
I've spoken to numerous amount of children that he had asked me to speak to in there before. So it's some, you know, teenagers like 16 to 18 and stuff like that we may be able to even help assist us, because I spoke to them about what we're trying to put together. If I can talk to him and see what we're doing, if we can do a car wash, this would be a good place to even try to do that, if there's allowance, if there's room. So instead of us trying to do something someplace else, trying to pull another resource, if we could work a little bit with what we got, I don't think it'll take too much for me to find out from them. And between now and that week, I can shoot emails, pass messages, we stay in touch with each other one way or another, so we'll know what's going to be done. And I like to make room for something, you know, put an extra hole in the belt and everything. If by chance it don't happen the week coming, in that time we'll definitely set it for someplace else. It could be outside my house. I got an abandoned house, not abandoned, but an empty house right next door to my house. And I got links at garden hose, you know, so we take it a little easy on the water. We might could do that. We might could do it there, because there's room there to do that. But what I was looking at as far as with a car wash, it needed to be someplace like this where you can throw a hose, have people going in and out without confusion or stopping traffic, or either someplace else. There's a friend of mine in AutoZone. I might be able to talk to him. We can do it someplace where people are coming to get their cars. That's if we're going to do car wash. And the other thing, we had to be decisive with what it is we're going to do.
I'm going to take these flyers out to work with me and ask for donations. That's what I'm going to do. Just show me, say, look, we're trying to get this off the ground. And if you can have that list of some of the stuff, that would help, because I can show them, you know, that, hey, these are some of the products that some of the kids are going to need.
I still have the email. You sent me the link.
You
sent me the link, so I still have it.
Okay.
Just email that to you as well.
Yeah.
Double-sided. It'd be good with one of the flyers and just put the what's names on the back of it.
Okay.
And it'll come out better instead of asking anybody to donate any type of money, but asking them to donate what's names. I know for a fact.
Right.
As soon as you ask somebody for a nickel, you close some eyes.
Some open up
I have a
to it.
question.
Yeah, I believe that too.
If y'all don't mind. Have you written up this program?
As far as
That's what
Your
the mission
proposal?
statement
Yeah,
was.
the proposal and everything written up?
No, sir, we hadn't sat down with each other. Really,
Because this is a program.
yes, sir. So really, we were trying to, I think we kind of, when we started, the thing that we did, we said, okay, let's see how many other bodies we can get involved, so we have to get a bureau, we have to do this, that, and that, to get everything together. So we kind of trying to see who was committed, how many people were committed, you know, before we start really making any moves just with us four. So,
And we got a table full of folks.
now, right, and last week we actually had what, 5 other people?
1, 2, 3, yeah,
Five other people, right, including yourself. So, so we hadn't sat down with each other as a board and come up with anything yet. So I know that is most definitely something we need to do.
What about Mr. Hood? What kind of,
Well, we can almost say we're piggybacking up on him because when I came to him and spoke to him about it, he told me he'd help me do anything that's needed. And in the interim, while that was transpiring, he has. I've spoken to Joe Norwood. I sat in Percy's office, talked with his secretary, left him a letter. He had called me and told me he was going to get to me. Hadn't gotten to me, but Mr. Hood is definitely seeing what, you know, I've done things with him in the past. You know, as
fundraisers?
far as, not fundraiser, but, hey, bro. But as far as, I did prison ministry and I did it with professionals. A lot of times, Mr. Hood was one of the people that I would bring the professionals here to, and I would just call him and he'd line them up and have somebody come and speak to him. The same thing with school. So you primarily know what it is that I'm trying to do. Now, with all of us, I am all of us.
Right.
You know, so he's going to help us as much as he can. You know, he's put his face in it as far as saying that with the situation going equipment, the possibility of us needing transportation with children getting them there, that'll be able to be transpired.
So, sound like we need a memorandum of understanding with Mr. Hood.
How about hopping on that for us, brother?
Hmm?
Can you produce that for us?
I think I
I
can do
think
that.
you know our mission.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't see the mission statement yet.
Oh,
No,
the
that's
mission
what I'm saying.
statement
That's what we
is-
talked about last weekend.
But see, and that's why the discussion with Mr. Hood is important because the partnership
Mhm.
and then the collaboration comes after.
Okay.
Make one up for us.
Well, okay. Well, I had a mission statement just sitting on the side for this because what I like to do is I try to like line up things and see what we got before we go to starting things. Because I've watched many things get started and fall apart. If I'm saying it wrong, somebody correct me. Many times people have come up with ideas and they'll start something, they'll get this fundraising, and this is why so many of us, as we are black people, fall back and wait in the woods to see what's going on, to see who gets how far before they go to put their 2 cents in. Now, not asking for 2 cents, recognizing the fact that our children, our young men is at risk of their lives. And we're tired of this. Everybody has a common call. But how many of us is going to do something? And this is why I tried to initially try to start it with people that really care, so less money is needed, because with our heart and the ideas are, we put things in place, build a foundation. Once that foundation is built, then people will start seeing something and want to throw their money to. So with the mission statement and everything, I have an idea what the mission statement is about. My wife had wrote something up, and she does grant writing also, which is going to come in and play with us. I have an idea what this is for. We're starting with boxing, but it's going to be about a lot much more than that. Consequential thinking, building and grafting, with the aspect of what the brothers gave us. We were thinking about hunting and stuff. We got to realize our ultimate goal is helping each other. And there's not going to be no game plan. And we got to recognize that we're dealing with people. And the ultimate goal, the reason why I named it Guns to Gloves, is because I want these young men to have a way with the fight, the warrior that's in us as our nature, that we can get in a place and fight and then live tomorrow. In short, if we could teach a young man how to take an ass whipping, excuse my language, you know, something to be built in him. So with this, we're putting down a foundation, and then we're going to see who's going to be as far as that is. And I believe everything else will fall into place. I prayed about it. It's been It's been a thing with me since I've been in Mississippi, and that's since 2000. You know, and from prisons to the elders, you know, I look at young people and some children, they're not just my children, but all of them are my children. You know, so I want everybody that's going to be down with this to be sincere, severe, knowing that it's going to get hard, knowing it's going to get rough, knowing we're going to have to do some things that money ain't going to do for us. And am I making any sense? Or if anybody has anything to put to me, I'm wide open.
Is having a mission statement by next Saturday?
We can do that.
All right, I got your name on that. Yep.
Done.
You put the mission statement together right now.
It's
They put, what, 10, 20 words? 30 words?
she has something that she wrote down for me already.
And then everybody can have a little word or
That
something
sounds
in the
good.
mission. Then they're part of it.
That sounds
Start
good.
talking all right.
Stop talking all right. Pulling out the plug.
What is the mission statement of the Boys and Girls Club?
Right in there on the wall. You want to go read it? I can go get it.
Yeah, get some idea, because you want to kind of align whatever your effort. Yeah, because it's partnership and collaboration, and then you need to run it by Mr. Hood to see what he thinks about it. Because this is becoming a brother, Mr. Hood. All due respect.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of regard for the Boys and Girls Club, especially the ones I've been to when I was a kid. Yeah. I remember Archie Moore Gym in Chicago.
Heard about it.
All them gangsters used to come up in there. I said, man, they even training. Wow.
But it's a thing to gain respect, you know, and I'm looking at some grown men being involved. I've come to know a few people since we got here, and I'm seeing the core foundation of something that's really needed, because only reason our young brothers out there doing what they're doing because men like us not bold enough to step to them, tell them we got what you need, and then, you know, I mean, like, walk them through it. Hold them up to it.
There's a lot of stuff going on that's, you know, destabilizing the community, so there's a lot of stuff.
Too much.
We as a people, including the men,
Mm-hmm.
have been through a lot. So, you know, maybe we'll have a little bit of mercy on each other.
The mission statement of the Boys and Girls Club reads, to inspire and enable all young people, especially those who need us the most, to realize their full potential as productive, responsible, and caring citizens. So, Gunz to Glovez, got to come up with our own
So this is,
in line.
so the Gunz to Gloves mission statement should say what?
Teach a warrior to fight, whereas he can fight again tomorrow. That's too much. I mean, I'm wide open. I say what's at the top of my head and the tip of my heart.
Yeah, I understand, because you're a warrior.
All of us are when
Say
you
it
look
again,
at it.
Tiger. Say it again.
What do you think? What do you think the mission statement should say?
There you go.
How you feeling?
Hold the room. There we go.
Because this is all for y'all. We need to hear from you all.
Start
What you
right
feeling
here.
out there? Come on, think. But you should know.
What is your mission?
To not play with guns and fight with your own hands.
Okay.
To save the community.
Okay. Excellent.
You the next
Where's
one.
Kyrell? Just think, what you been feeling? See, because I know you all in there. When I was in there, very few people even inquired as to what I was thinking about. They always had their programs, and when I had a good number of youth that I had a chance to talk to, when I really listened to them, that's how I got mine. Like, it really came through them. As a matter of fact, I realized my future was there. I want to hear from my future.
There you go.
That's what I'm asking you to do. Tell me about my future, because that's what you are.
I guess I'll be here to improve the community more than others have.
Take it further than where it's been.
The key thing is bringing unity. You know, you gotta have that unity. You know, that's the key thing, I think that's the most vital thing. You get the people, the unity, or you galvanize where you expire. And if we can put it like where, it's like just from what you all said, you know, if everybody come and say the first thing that come to their heart, the first word, you know, some of us might have the same thing, you know, and we can just go from there. If you say, what, 10 to 12 sentences?
Yeah.
10 to 12
That's
sentences.
what the Boys and Girls Club got, and they've been here 25 years.
And it's like 12 of us. I don't know, I just think the room. It's like 12 of us, so if each person come up with a word, that's it. You know, I mean, heaven sent.
I agree.
Excellent.
I think our basic mission is to, like you said, give them opportunity, motivate them, lead them, teach them, you know.
What was that you said? Do you remember?
I said don't shoot with guns and you fight what you do.
Okay. Use your natural talents.
Natural talent.
The same community.
Use your natural talents to save the community.
Line it up.
I really said it. And take it further than any other group has taken it. Under the banner of unity. See how that flows up out of that? And that's a collective mission statement. Praise be to God. And we just put the rest of the touches on it, brothers. And we thank you for your motivation. Because it's coming from Big Papa.
It is coming from Big Papa.
That's right. Coming through Big Papa.
Right, to build confidence. But that's the number one thing. A child with no confidence, he ain't gonna, no matter what you say to him.
Fall for it all.
Okay, so that didn't take long at all. And the next step is get that member. Once we got the mission statement, you can shoot us all a mission statement, whoever, about emails, and then that mission statement should probably be a part of that memorandum of understanding.
Another thing that, you know, one of the things that me and you had mentioned about you know, doing presentation.
Oh yeah, the youth be able to, what we used to do is groom the youth to talk to media.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and how to present themselves, because they're going to be out there representing, and they need those skills. This is what they do for anybody that they put up front, the intelligent people. So you can get them groomed in speaking and talking and reading and writing and math and science and then all of the other stuff, and then they can throw some hands along with that if they have to.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree with that, man. That's so point on, because grooming them to talk to the media also grooms them to talk to the police. And that right there, those two go hand in hand. When you teach them how to talk and present themselves to anybody,